project would be underway by early June. Well, it's already June 8th. And the fire station is still open. Chief Riggs says it's not uncommon for police to pull assault rifles off the street. But in this case, Myers was able to catch the entire thing on camera. Kids loitering and walking around playing the game isn't the only thing that's bothering the Wileys. Security will be doing a thorough check of all those items. But if you don't plan to bring any of those items with you to the race, there's an express line that can get you into the race much faster. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is already in the holiday spirit. This hallway would be full of children on their way to their Sunday youth service. I'm Andi TenBarge, and here's what's making news at WRTV-6 and the IndyChannel.com. A semi-fire this morning on I-65 in Johnson County created a major headache for drivers heading into Indianapolis. Metro Police need your help in making an arrest in the city's latest shooting. The victim was shot in the head and is in critical condition. Mowing lawns and picking up trash are just a couple ways to take care of your home. But for these properties,
at one time these were people's homes.
They have been left to become a haven for crime. Now the city is trying to clean up the mess.
You can see behind the fence that that's taller than I am.
Julie Fiddler with the Office of Public Health and Safety says IMPD is sweeping through those vacant homes and boarding them up to shut out any unwelcomed guest.
One of the residents said that there's prostitution actively going on.
As for neighbors in the area, Richard Rendon tells us he welcomes the cleanup.
Well, it makes me feel good, yeah, because it's clean, you know. I wouldn't live in a trashy place because I don't think that's cool.
But he hopes to see those homes fixed up and sold to deserving families. Andi TenBarge, 24-hour News 8.
It's like I tell my wife, I'm just doing my job.
We think of police officers as those who serve and protect our community.
There's lots of different calls, so we have no idea what's going to happen each night.
But for Sergeant David Kinsey with IMPD, his duty doesn't stop at crime victims.
If you're injured, and we're going to help take care of you until the medics get there.
Kinsey says officers saw Chris Whitus running from the parking lot of the L.E. Myers Construction Company Sunday night. That's when investigators say Whitus jumped the fence and disappeared into a nearby wooded area.
They immediately secured him and noticed that he had a very large gash to his right leg.
Instead of taking Whitus into custody right away for attempting burglary and trespassing, Kinsey says there was another job that had to be done. And the other officers happened to snap a picture of it.
When I got there and I saw the wound and how much he was bleeding, I immediately just grabbed my tourniquet out of my cargo pocket that I carried in and placed it on him to stop the bleeding.
Medics told Kinsey he likely saved the suspect's life and his leg, but the praise isn't limited to those there that night. Once the picture hit social media, Kinsey received overwhelming thanks for his service.
A lot of the thank yous and job well done.
And a few criticisms, but Kinsey says it's all part of the job.
We have to serve and protect no matter what, and that's all I was doing.
Andi TenBarge, 24-hour News 8.
It's a sinking feeling. It's just like...
That's how Randy and Cindy Ebert felt when they pulled into their driveway Sunday afternoon.
Makes me want to cry.
To find their restored 1970s Oldsmobile no longer sitting where it once sat at the end of their driveway.
He put a lot of stress, work into it.
Restoring Oldsmobiles is a pastime for Ray. The Eberts bought the car back in December of 2011 as a Christmas present for Cindy.
I wanted white and then I wanted the blue, and I said you can do with it what you want from there.
And they had a plan to bring it back to life.
It had a cheap paint job on it. The black top had rips in it. Black interior was torn.
5 years later, the restored vehicle started catching eyes in their neighborhood.
It does clearly stand out.
Amanda Faulkner lives down the street from Ray and Cindy. She says she always noticed the car as she was leaving her house, but she figured something was wrong when she didn't see the Oldsmobile sitting at the end of their driveway.
I've never noticed it not being there until that day. I think that's what was so odd.
And the news of Ray and Cindy's loss have Faulkner keeping a closer eye on her own vehicles.
Definitely the Harley. Harley's not staying out.
As for the Eberts, they hope whoever stole their restored Oldsmobile will soon pay the price.
I'd rather seen it go to somebody who was going to enjoy it, that where we could give them at least the title.
Andi TenBarge, 24-hour News 8. The Butler-Turpington neighborhood is pretty busy this time of day. Whether it's people driving home from work or taking their afternoon stroll past local coffee shops and restaurants, they also pass by Fire Station 16.
We've been, heartened by the fact that it has remained open.
And neighbor Clark Kirkman hopes it stays that way. But Colleen Fanning and other city leaders say that won't be the case.
I don't have any reason to believe it's not moving forward.
The move is part of IFD's master plan to consolidate Fire Station 16 into Station 32.
These areas are going to be less safe if that fire station closes and that fire engine is moved into one of the most congested areas of the city.
Fire Chief Malone said the project would be underway by early June. Well, it's already June 8th, and the fire station is still open. And that has neighbors asking, what's the holdup?
And we're all waiting with bated breath. We were told end of May, 1st of June. Obviously, those dates have come and gone. So in the meantime, I've met with both Mayor Hogsett and Chief Malone to try to explore some alternatives.
City leaders hope to make those alternatives a service to everyone in the neighborhood. But neighbors say they would still like to pass by their running fire station.
I'd just like to see the mayor prioritize public safety for all neighborhoods and save this fire station.
Andi TenBarge, 24-Hour News 8. The unrest in Ferguson, Missouri has police shootings in the spotlight once again. We tagged along with the Noblesville Police Department to understand how they test an officer's decision-making skills and judgment. Officers there use a video stimulator to encounter scenarios that will test their skills. That stimulator is expensive, around $85,000. Noblesville arranged to rent it for 1 week. They say it will be running around the clock to get their officers as much training as possible. Metro Police have a similar training program. As soon as today, we could learn how long a stretch of northbound lanes of I-65 will stay closed. Right now, any vehicle heading towards Lafayette and Chicago is being forced to exit the highway. State highway officials are awaiting results of the soil testing, which could come at some point this week.